journey. So first things first, we take out the cover. So we have these 4 hooks going on these different places on the cover. Then guys, next thing, we take out this vacuum hose going from the engine to this air inlet. Alright guys, next we take out this clamp which is holding this engine air filter place. So you just use a regular Phillips. To take this out, you just squeeze it right here, and this thing comes out. After that, this thing, just this top cover guys, is going to just come out easy like that. And then next we disconnect this gas line. You just need to just squeeze on both sides, and then that thing just comes out just as easy as that. This is a 10mm, so you just open that. So there is another clip holding this right here. So this clip guys, you look for something like a flat. Once that is done guys, you just pull it out. So this is being held by 2 positions. These are 2 hooks. One is just down there on the frame. Alright, the next thing guys, we just are removing this air duct. We are just removing this clamp here, which is just next to the throttle body. You might not see it very well, but once it comes out, I'll just show you how it looks like. So you just use a flat. So you can just pull it out, and then this thing should be able to just come out easy, but there's something holding it, so you just take it to the side and then you just pull it out. So there's a wiring harness which is attached to it. There's something like a clip, so it's just it goes right through here. So once you pull it out, this thing should be free to come out. Alright, I'm going to I've taken out these connectors guys, but you don't really need to take them out. The most part which needs to be taken out is from down right there. but once I take it like this, it's going to give me enough space to turn it out, because it's going to come out of the engine. Alright, so I'm going guys to remove this section. This is towards the transmission area. So every connector which is going to be here, I'm going to take it out. So you take your time, just take it one at a time, and then make sure you don't break any. You just keep squeezing the right places, and then it should be able to come out. And then the transmission one is going to be a little bit tricky, but you just take your time, and then it should be able to come out just easy. Alright, once you're done with that, you come to the top area right here, and then you disconnect from the computer. Then there's this ground right here. I use the 10mm to just get it out. And then the last one, guys, is the one holding the computer for the car, the ECU. You just disconnect from right there. And then right down there we have one connector that will get like all the way there once we remove this hose, this coolant hose. So make sure when you're taking out the coolant hose, you have something below the car to catch the coolant, so you don't want it like spreading all over the flogger. So it's just a good thing to put it there. So I already put something down there. So there are two hoses, so there's the second one. So once it's out of the way, we have this connector is being connected by a 8mm. So you have like an 8mm, and then you can just pick it up, you just open it up. And once done, this is the last part of the connector. It's going to be from the transmission part. So you take everything and put it on top of the engine. So these are the bolts we're going to open. They're 13mm all round. Alright, you make sure once this is done, guys, maybe coolant goes into there, you just like clean it up, or maybe like blow in there before you connect them back. So you take out these two vacuum hoses that comes from the engine that goes to the inlet manifold. And then the last part is we have to disconnect the power, which goes to the starter. So there's a positive and a negative terminal. We have to get them out of the way. So we have a ground right here. So we also disconnect it from there. And then also, as you do that, make sure you drain your AC, the Freon, so that when you open up this the Freon thing right here, the connectors, there should not be AC that comes out. So use a 15mm to remove this disconnect this power cable, power line. So the negative and the positive terminals, so they are all 15mm. Alright, you unclip it from next right here to this fuse box. Then the last part, guys, I will be removing this this is 13 millimeter. No, it should be 15 millimeter. You just take it out, and then that ground part of the power cable is going to be out. That will mark the end of all the connectors, which are supposed to be on the transmission side. So what's remaining is just to open this bell thing, and then to the rear we have this coolant hoses going to the car. So there are two of them. You just remove them. Alright, to open these AC lines, you use a 13 millimeter for both of them. But make sure, guys, before you do that, you already drained the freon from the system. Alright, you come below the car next to the passenger side, and then we have this plastic cover. So it's connected by a two 10mm on the clip. So we'll need that so that we can access the front of the engine, and then also so that we can remove the bolts holding the flywheel and the torque converter. And then back here there are 15mm just for the holding the bell for the transmission and the engine. So this cover right here is just covering this entry to where we are supposed to remove the bolts holding the flywheel and the torque converter. Once this cover gets out of the way, we have access to this crankshaft right here, the pulley, and then we have access to the serpentine belt, and then we can proceed to turn the engine. So the tool we're going to use is 22mm. You see the bolt guys right behind there, that's the one we're going to open. There are 4 in total. So we're going to use a 22mm, and then we're gonna turn it clockwise. So we guys we need to turn it clockwise, not anti-clockwise. So here we are. So the bolts which are holding this flywheel, these are 18mm. So this right here is going to be our last bolt. So once it's done, and you'll be able to tell it because our flywheel is going to move freely, and then the holes will not align for the screws, for the bolts. So once that is done, you'll be done with that. So we're going to open the bolts going around on the transmission belt thing, the one holding the engine and the transmission. And then when you come to the back, we have these oxygen sensors. So we have to disconnect because the part of the wiring harness is the one going back to the engine. So also guys, when you're back here, we have this exhaust. So they have like 4 13mm bolts. You disconnect, you just unscrew them. And once unscrewing, if you see your bolts are too rusty, you look for something like WD-40, and then maybe you spray on it so you don't break the bolts. Alright, I'm just disconnecting these oxygen sensor connectors. So they are all out. They are 2 in number. So once they are all free, and then you can just push them up to the engine, or you can just them stay there. Alright, when we're done with that section, we just come to the front, to the top, and then we can open these bolts around the transmission and the engine, connecting the engine and transmission. So it's a 13mm. So there is one bolt which is just beneath the thermostat, so you really need have to like look around. We just need something flexible to get access into that because it's a bit hidden. So down there, holding the starter, the bolt down there is a 15mm. It's not a 13. The 13 are the two top. The one holding the starter is a 15mm. So our starter is going to remain there. Don't worry about that. It's not going to fall. It's just being held in place in there. So next thing, this power steering pump, we're going to remove it so that we don't spill any power steering fluid, because we can take the engine without it. So I always prefer removing the power steering pump and then just pushing to the side, and then you just remove your engine, and the only thing you're going to lose is just going to be coolant. And then we have to remove this belt because it's holding the power steering pump. So to remove the belt, you use a 15mm, and then you turn this pulley right here clockwise. You turn it anti-clockwise, and then it's going to release this belt, and then you can take it out. So on the power steering pump, there are 3 13mm bolts. So for easy removal, there is a 13mm of holding the top engine mount and is connected to the power steering hose. So once you take it out, it should be easy for the power steering pump to come out. So if you find the power steering pump is hard, you look for something like a pry bar, then you can just pry it gently. Alright, when you come under the car, you can take out this 13mm. And for the ones you can't reach it, you just look for something like a flex. And then right behind this front axle, there's the last 13mm bolt. It's a bit hidden, so you just look for something long and then you access it. So on this side of the back side of the engine, this is the last bolt which holds the engine on the inner side. So lastly, you take out these four 13mm bolt holding the exhaust, and then once this is done, the exhaust should be free. Once all the four exhaust bolts are done, out, the exhaust should be able to move freely, should be able to just come out like that. So right here next to the top engine mount, there is a ground wire, so you use a 10mm to remove it, to take it out from here. And then guys, we take this is a 16 millimeter. We just take out this the engine mount, the two bolts to the engine, to the car frame. Once we do that, the engine is not going to fall down because it's resting on the mount. So once we're about to take out the engine, we'll put a hoist right here. So I've put back this 30mm guy to hold the engine, so that I remove the last part, which is the lower engine mount, which is holding the engine and transmission together. So the last part here, I wanted more room, so when I pull out the engine, I don't have any problems on the fan or on these hoses. So I'm taking out this hose coming from the radiator, and then I'm just taking out completely. So I have to unclamp it from here and then take it out like that. And then I have to unclip it just from right down here. So when you unclip, you just pull it out. So right here we have a lot of space, so when you're pulling it out, we have enough space for the engine to move around. And then there's this last part, there's this 30mm is for the this I think the freon line. You just need to take it out. Alright guys, once that comes out, I can put this seat belt, there's a seat belt right here. So a seat belt, guys, is something so hard, like you can just pull out an engine with ease. So I normally use as my hoisting. So the other part, I'm just going to use just the frame to the alternator and the power steering. I'm just going to use it right there. So once my hoist is in place, I can just tighten it well. And then I put back this bolt to hold the engine, so that there is the last part, which is the mount. I have to take it out. So this is the mount I was telling you about. So I have to take out the mount so that the engine will be free to move out. So to take the mount, you go below the car and you use the 13mm. So you use a 15mm on top. Once you take the 15mm, the mount should be able to come out free, and then the bracket will be the last one, which is going to be there. We're going to take it out. So it's easier to take the bracket from the top. So for the bracket, you use a 16mm. That's for the bolts holding to the transmission side. So finally our bracket is out. Alright, it's time now to jack up our engine. So right now we are not taking it all the way, we're just lifting it enough to hold the engine, and then we can open the last part of the top mount. So we take out this 16mm. Then once it's done, our top engine mount is out. So we have enough room for play so that when the engine is coming out, it can just move to the front a little bit. So the last bolt holding the engine is the one we put back, is the 13mm, just right here. So once you open it, you can see the engine and the transmission kind of parting ways. So you can use something like a flat or primer to just like separate them completely. And then pay attention to the back cover. Just make sure when you're lifting the engine, it doesn't like pull out the back cover. Just pay attention to it as you pull it out. And then one last part, guys, we have to take out this the hood, because it's on our way if we have to jack up the engine all the way. So before we take out, there's this washer fluid connector. You just disconnect from right here, then you just unclip them. There are two clips holding the side of the fender. Once you unclip them and then you take it out like that, you can just take out the hood, and then you can remove the engine, then you can replace it back later. To take out the hood, there are these two 13mm. You just take it out of the way, and it's always recommended if you can find somebody to help you, because I'm doing it right here, so that the hood doesn't So once the hood is out of the way, you can jack the engine all the way out, and then you should be good to go. Once the engine is out, you can just inspect it, and then you can put it wherever you want to put it, and then you can work on your engine. And when you have a new engine, or once you finish rebuilding it or doing whatever stuff you're doing on the engine which has been taken out, you can do the whole process of putting it back almost just exactly the same way we just pulled it out. It's just kind of like in reverse. Also, don't forget to include all the gaskets, like the exhaust gasket, and don't forget the coolant. So you have to have coolant, and you have to have everything in place. So one important thing, make sure the harness is good for it to come with the engine, because it's easier for it to be changed when it's outside. Alright guys, thank you for being with me all this time until the end of this video. I know this is a long video, and please like and subscribe, and then if anybody has any suggestion for next video of a large project just like this, you can leave it in the comment section. Alright, see you next time guys.